She's at a place in her life where peace is a priority and negativity cannot exist. She's no longer matching energy. She's simply removing herself from any situation that doesn't vibrate her soul. So if you start moving funny, she's moving on.
What's up, my Fina love, Sisters Fina D, coming to you all from Fina Tina News.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Most of you are aware that Kenya Moore will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. As far as in the future, we don't know, okay? Kenya did post this statement. I did a long video, a little over 30 minutes, so if you missed that video, please click the very first link in the description below to watch that video. But before this statement, I did post that Kenya Moore will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it was her choice. She wasn't suspended nor fired. Someone allegedly threatened her. The Newbie said, "I have a gun for B words like you," during another scene, and she felt like Bravo did not protect her, as you can see from the caption, the statement that she released on the screen. She also confirmed that she did not commit revenge P word. You can read that on the screen. I'm not reading it because I've already covered everything in the previous video that I'm referring to. I do want to get to the current content, so let's get into it. You are aware that I'm a very detailed person. I love making examples to make sure I add context to my conversation and things like that. And in one of the videos that I dropped yesterday or the day before yesterday on this whole Kenya Moore situation with Bravo, I made the example about Shereé and Kenya friendship or the lack thereof. Yes, they had their moment of fun shade between the two of them, their houses, chateau she can't pay, the air mattress coming, all of that. But I also pointed out how it didn't matter how bad it got between them. Kenya knew when to say when and be there for Shereé. And I referenced the car scene with Shereé, Kenya, Phaedra, and Shereé's ex-husband, and how Kenya put their differences aside regardless of the nasty remarks that Shereé made, that if Kenya Moore ex that busted her garage windows would have physically assaulted her, Kenya deserved it because Kenya provoked people. But then Kenya turned right around and was there for Shereé, did not throw that moment back in Shereé's face. She knows when to say when. When Shereé would throw around that Kenya ain't got a man, even though she was running around with fake storyline booze. Speaking of Shereé, Kenya was still there to answer the phone for her when she was sitting in the cold. So the fact that I was talking about Shereé yesterday, and of course Shereé went and allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, okay, called TMZ to meet her out somewhere so she can speak on the Kenya Moore situation. The reason why I say call, because of these celebrities call and tell people where they're going to be, especially in Atlanta. We don't do the whole paparazzi and all of that stuff out here. Even in those states where you would expect paparazzi to be everywhere, sometimes those celebrities even call them and say, "Hey, I'm going to be here, I'm going to be there." But they're able to get away with it, but not in Georgia, okay? So yeah, even if Shereé called them, whatever. But let's get into what Shereé had to say about the whole Kenya Moore situation with Bravo. And for copyright reasons, I cannot insert the video in here, but I'm just going to repeat what Shereé said in the interview. "I hate to see my girl Kenya go out like that. As an OG, it's hard to sit back and watch the show slowly sink the way it is, so I'm not happy and I don't like it." When TMZ asked Shereé if she had any advice for Kenya, she said Kenya is a savage and she's not going to go down easy, okay? So we just have to sit back and wait and watch and see what's going to happen and what's next for Kenya. As far as Shereé coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Shereé said that she feels like an OG presence is always needed on the show. And if the coins, okay, if her money is right, she just might. And so he asked her, is that why, you left? She said, so what will make you come back? And she repeated herself, money. So basically, I don't know, you all heard this, but if some of you missed it, Shereé did not come back because she asked for an amount, and they basically told her that storyline that you are giving us doesn't deserve the amount that you're asking for. So she left. Basically, you're fired because this is what we can afford. If you don't want it, have a nice life. The thing about Shereé is she's always open and willing to come back. When she leaves, she doesn't go, trashing the network and all of that. So that door is always open for Shereé. So after Shereé TMZ interview, the chick who allegedly threatened Kenya Moore, she's feeling herself because Kenya Moore left and she quit on her own because she did not feel appreciated, okay? She did not feel protected by Bravo, and it's not only because of this chick. Bravo been doing this for years to Kenya Moore, and each year she keeps coming back, giving the network chances after chances. And of course, the money was good. So I get it. So this was the final straw for Kenya, and Kenya was like, absolutely not. But because Kenya made a decision, it fed right into the lies and the narrative that's out there about Kenya. So this person is feeling herself and feeling like, oh, I'm powerful enough to get rid of Kenya Moore, when it was Kenya Moore who chose to walk away. Because at that time, some of the comments were on her side because you already have the people who are not here for Kenya. She wrote, TMZ in Atlanta, interesting laughing face emoji. So Shereé responded, alleged scammers on housewives, interesting laughing face emojis. But this is not even it, because Shereé Tyron was in prison for scamming. Apollo was in prison twice for the same reason. Bishop Romalo has 150 mugshots. Nene Leakes. I mean, the list goes on and on, okay? So people go to prison all the time and end up on this show. People be scammers and do their time and end up on this show. Nice try, Shereé. You try, girl. You try. Now, me showing comparison that other people been on the show and they've been to prison or they are scammers, that's not me dismissing Shereé clapping back at this newbie. What I am saying is Bravo doesn't care is my point, because they have allowed other people on the show. But Shereé claims are valid, allegedly. I mean, the proof is out there about the whole insurance fraud situation. As you can see, Shereé was also referring to this board right here, insurance fraud, and then go ahead and read the last part. That was at Kenya Moore Hair Spa opening. Nobody about to watch this without my girl Kenya Candy. Go on there, might as well just let this be the last season. Also being alleged that the newbie and her people are buying bots, okay, to leave comments in her favor to make it look like people are looking forward to her being on the show, when majority of the comments are, you've ruined the show, you've ruined the franchise, you've ruined this, and you've ruined that. I'm not even going to say her name. Looks dumb. LOL. She can't take her anger out on Kenya anymore, so she has to go after her allies. But it's just giving Shereé a nice little storyline to make her return, because this girl needs to be checked, boo. She needs to wait until we see the show. Shereé helped build that platform you want to be a star on. I see thirsty already and see now why Kenya had to go low. Andy must be slowly doing away with RHOA. In no way he thinks ratings are going to increase with this new cast. My point is, some of the black women are so desperate to destroy each other that they're not thinking about the long run. You just got here. You're doing all this stuff. Kenya Moore of our people is no longer there, and you think you're going to have a second season? If the show flops and the new season is worse than it was the other seasons, do you really think you're going to have a second season? I made this comment in one of my previous videos about Married to Medicine. They do not want to see an all-black cast, number one, on their network. But But if they destroy you all, then it would be too obvious. And people will scream racism and all of that. So they use you all to destroy each other and then say, ha, look at them doing exactly what we want them to do. Look at them being our puppets. Absolutely, black women. Go ahead and do it and knock yourself out of your own spot. A black woman sat in a group and then told the creator of Married to Medicine, a black woman who created the show and brought all of them on board, we no longer want you here. She was used. And then those same producers who didn't have enough episodes for Quad and couldn't just be like, you know what, okay, girl, just disappeared, use them again to pretend to send Quad home so that it could look like Quad is not filming because the ladies sent her home. They're mad when Quad didn't have enough episodes to begin with because Dr. Alicia was supposed to replace Quad, but then Quad ex-husband, his new wife came on the show, so they brought her back. It was a hot mess. But once again, the black ladies got dragged because people thought, how dare you repeat the same mess with Mariah with Quad. They will keep using you all to destroy each other. And don't get me wrong now, the women, yes, let's hold them accountable. They also destroy each other on their own. I'm just saying, you really think coming on here, making up stories allegedly about Kenya Moore and Kenya Moore quitting the show is beneficial to you? It's not beneficial to you because if you don't have the ratings in those numbers, you are not coming back. And that's the reason why Kenya Moore is like, listen, if we are able to put our differences aside and be adults and be grown about it, I don't care. Nene Leakes could come back. We have a terrible history, but she's good for the show because Kenya understands business. I'm not saying sit around and tolerate abuse and nonsense like Kenya had for years on this show or in the name of a show. Absolutely not. I'm just saying, you read me and I read you back. The end. Next, all this mess is just next level. But I'm going to read a few more comments and then end it. But Kenya was that show. Hang it up, not clothesline. Sadly, the RHOA is done. Crazy because it was one of the best from the franchise. Kenya made that show. Kenya was the show. There you have it. At first, it was a little kiki for those people who are not here for Kenya. And now that reality is setting in, I'm seeing comments like I said earlier. You ruin everything and people are upset now. And the comments are no longer on her side. And the comments that are on her side, people are saying allegedly they're bots. Whatever it is, like I've always said, and I will continue to maintain, Kenya Moore was Kenya Moore before the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she will be just fine after. Shereé, girl, do your thing. You know, Bravo's going to call you and hopefully you get your peach back if the money is right. I wish all of you well and take care.
We got Kenya and Brooklyn on vacation. Check y'all out. Is that a Brooklyn Bridge behind you?
Wait, Mommy. My loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also, turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.